Some people love pearl. I love blue sky and sunshine and kissing my sweet baby's toe. Some people like silver. Some people love gold. I love blue sky and sunshine and kissing my sweet baby's toe.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, my name's Ron Lund. I'm really inspired by your show. I took an old design out of the basement, 20-year-old design. Thought I'd show it off. I started doing some research on my design, and I don't know if you guys know Buckminster Fuller.
Geodesic.
Absolutely.
Domes, yeah.
Absolutely. He coined a word called tensegrity. You ever heard of tensegrity?
No.
Well, he coined this word tensegrity. It means the balance. It's kind of like yin and yang. It means the balance between the structure of the strut and the elasticity of the wire, and the balance of that makes a shape. And that's where geodesics came from. Different things that he invented. Well, before I came to the show, I wanted to see if anybody else had ever invented my design before. And I found, to my surprise, that Buckminster Fuller had a student. His name is Kenneth Snelson. And he gave him the basic ideas of tensegrity. He hadn't named them, but Buckminster Fuller named them. Well, Buckminster Fuller, rest in peace, is dead. But Kenneth Snelson's still alive. So I was really excited to read this story and see that the father of tensegrity was still alive. Well, I sent him a picture of my design. This was all within the last week.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I never seen a Dragon's Den show before yesterday.
Okay.
And so to make a long story short, first Ken said I should just go to a patent officer. He wasn't going to give me the information whether I was breaking his patents, which he has many of in tensegrity as well as Buckminster Fuller. And with a little research and bringing up some of his quotes as an artist, I convinced him I was an artist too, and that I was justified asking for a comment on my sculpture. So he sent me a short comment, offered me best wishes, and said my design was unique. It really made me happy.
That's awesome.
Well, what is your design? What's
That
tell us
it?
about your product.
This is one of my designs.
What is it?
It's a hollow-pointed octahedron. Now, it does a lot of things. It truly came to me in a dream, like a vision. Not the sculpture so much as the threading of the sculpture. I discovered in my dream that the thread was connected and could be threaded in such a way as to make this unit. And I had no idea what it meant or what it would do or anything. But as I made it, and I played with it, because I was making geodesics and a lot of other things at the time. And I started letting people play with it and stuff, and it started finding it had like a kind of playability and stuff to it. And we played with it and stuff. We learned some things about the shape itself, and that it actually had an axis and it could invert itself. And it could make what I've come to term a Snelson design. He came up with this design from tensegrity where he could make designs stand out from themselves like that without touching themselves. He could make towers and bridges like this. Anyone can do it using his technology. But this is what he showed Buckminster Fuller. And Buckminster Fuller was so impressed that he bought a mast or a tower of Kenneth's. And Buckminster Fuller put that tower in the Metropolitan Museum of Art and called it his own. Kenneth Snelson said, "Nay, it's mine." They put his name on it, and hence we have a historical fact that Kenneth Snelson is the father of tensegrity. And that's part of my toy is that it's an education about tensegrity. It's a hands-on, and it's a puzzle, and maybe for playability, one of you would like to look at it, see if you can find any of the shapes I just showed you.
Does this already exist, little
No.
toys like that?
Nothing
Right?
exists like this in the
Oh.
world.
And sorry, what do you call that again?
Hollow-pointed octahedron. It's a
Hollow-
new mathematical
Hollow-pointed
shape
octo.
you'll never find. It doesn't exist.
I'm not looking it up.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm good. I've given it a name as Snelson's Audition.
Okay.
Right, an ode to Snelson. Where's he residing?
I think he's in New York right now.
Okay.
And it's been very exciting for me. I like, win or lose, to meet Snelson has been a real highlight for me.
So what would you, I know you just saw the show for the first time, but why did the show inspire you? Like, what do you see getting out of coming on Dragon's Den?
You know, the number one thing is that I almost, it's hard to know where to start with this, but I think it's good if people even just see designs like this.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think the world would be a better place just for me showing it.
I thought it was really stretchy.
It does stretch.
So you just want to give the opportunity for the dragons to like see it, showcase it.
And for the dragons, I came up with I named this piece for them. It's called a dragon's pearl. It's the simplest form of my art. It could be a baby's toy.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Now, there is a baby's toy out there a little bit similar to that, but it does not have the flow-through design that is uniquely my design. In Nelson's word, no, he's never seen anyone put the struts through the tube before.
Really?
That's what he said. I have the email, if you'd like to see it.
Okay.
Huh.
And what would you ask? What would?
Yeah, what, I mean,
Were you
wanna
coming for
showcase it.
investment? Were you coming
I'm coming like as if I got a Rubik's cube.
Yeah, yeah.
And what would you give me? You know,
Okay.
and I'm in a no-fail situation because I'd be happy if the world sees my shapes and
Right.
knows me as the mathematical. You know, I got grade 10 math, you know?
Yeah.
Have you ever, but you've never sold any of these before?
No.
Is this the only one you've got?
It's only one.
Prototype?
Well, actually, that's a good question. I have a small prototype here for you.
Well, there's a
okay.
lot that come out of it.
I know, I'm being surprised.
Pass it on this way.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's the spin
Nothing
more.
exists like this?
Nothing.
Cool.
Have you tried to, is this something have you tried to patent?
I could patent it, but I haven't. And I'm kind of open sourcing it right now, and I open sourced it over 20 years ago. I can prove that I did this design.
Really?
Mhm. I have like front page newspaper.
Have you thought about selling it at that Saturday market everyone sells?
I
on?
may, at the very best, plan C.
Okay. I mean, why not?
Yeah, sure. Well, I have more than this. I have more than this.
Okay.
So is this, it's not a puzzle, right? I mean, this is just
It's just to
something
play
that
with?
you kind of
Yeah.
like. it's just
I'm actually
cool.
showing you the least playable of my puzzles,
Oh.
and I'm not bringing them up unless you cut me. So that's just.
So you make puzzles as well?
These are puzzles. Have you found the shape yet?
Well, I'm not quite sure what shape
Yeah.
I'm trying to
The
make.
shape on the table?
Oh.
Ah, okay.
And who are these guys?
That's my family. It's my dear wife. and
Oh, okay.
son.
Hi.
This song was written too.
Can you do it?
And what do you,
Let's
and what do
see.
you do
Yeah.
besides make puzzles?
No.
I make glass beads and crafts for a living.
Oh, okay.
Buy and sell beads from around the world.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I can do it, actually.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even try actually. I couldn't even make them move.
And I want to say too that not like the Rubik's Cube, my puzzles won't sit undone. Once you kind of learn a few tricks, they're quite simple.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're elegant, like they look good. You know, the gold-plated ones look good on a businessman's desk, and a little plastic one looks good in the crib.
You need to send these to like therapists around the world. My
Well,
dad
if you-
has so many.
If you,
of these
if you
in
look
his
into
office.
Carlos Castaneda, there's a whole line of New Age therapy called
Yeah.
tensegrity, including that they've discovered that all the joints in our body are held together in this tensegrity relationship.
Huh.
It's not a new invention, tensegrity, but we're starting to understand it differently.
Interesting.
If you look under all the New Age stuff, all the body therapists, massage therapists, they're all working with tensegrity theories. And this is a toy that puts tensegrity in people's hands.
Very cool.
And my other toys show tensegrity better than this. They are better toys.
But you have no profit.
Why didn't you bring those ones?
Because I haven't released them. This one I released 20 years ago already.
Right,
I
so
would like
those are a
to
little
use-
bit still kind of.
So I'll use
tricks.
your show as a place to open source my toys, basically.
Right.
People want signature editions of mine, and the dragons like them, or they like my pearl. Did y'all get to see the pearl? The dragon's pearl?
That one, the one
That's
that
just
you
a
got-
simple.
Well, I solved this one, so that's done.
Okay, just get the instant. I just show you just so you can see it.
And so, and who are you besides a bead salesman? where did you come up with the idea? What
I
is the-
studied Buckminster Fuller,
Yeah.
but I was
Yeah.
actually studying,
But,
I didn't know I was studying Kenneth Nelson's
Yeah.
designs. He was
The
mad at
10
me when I
Yeah.
first talked to him because he said, well, you're cheating, you're copying me. I says, well, I was studying Buckminster Fuller stuff and I thought we were supposed to come up with new designs.
Yeah,
And you know, and then
Okay,
I
I'm not
never
surprised they
studied,
did not
in
get
20
what you
years,
were doing.
when I did this is funny thing, when I first did, was studying all this, tensegrity, there was no internet.
right.
So
So you're reading books.
So I'm telling you, for the first time this week, because of your show, I found Kenneth Snelson because I Googled tensegrity and
Right.
Wikipedia.
but, okay, but besides beads,
Yes.
were you, do you have a background in toy design or?
I have a lot of backgrounds. I ran for mayor of Victoria once.
Mm.
I opened a homeless shelter in Victoria once. I once made a geodesic homeless shelter on the Parliament grounds for 3 weeks. It stood for 3 weeks. And we tarped it and they lived in it. I was part of the clay pot revolution. There,
Nice
that's
work.
put together.
Oh, there we go.
And that, when you learn how to invert it properly, you can see it's not that complicated. You get the Kenneth Snelson, we call it accidental Kenneth Snelson. And that's the idea of the parts supporting each other without touching each other. It's a spiritual as well as intellectual as well as physical. It gets to kind of what Einstein talked about, unified field theory. It actually has elements, and this is hard to believe, but of hyperdimensionalization. The octahedron has been hyperdimensionalized into hollow points rather than a solid point.
How many of those exist?
This,
That's it?
you're looking at the only.
And a couple you
And
haven't
that.
released yet?
No, that's it.
But if you were to come on the den, would you have, can you make
One
a
for
few
each
more
one?
so that they could
I
be
can
like
make dozens,
fiddling with
I
them,
can make them,
basically?
I've already bought the stuff, like, because of your show, I bought
Oh.
some acrylic and made that.
Oh, okay.
Right, okay.
All right, so, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's.
that's a unique pitch, Ron.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
And you said if you did pitch on the show that you would bring other ones that
Yes.
are technically better. or-
I feel more sellable,
Right,
more playable, more
Yeah.
fun,
Yeah.
they explode,
cool.
not dangerously,
Okay.
just
Give me
because
more
they're
story.
elastic.
Oh, okay. Okay, Ron, well, we'll consider it, and we'll give you a call if we want to have you on the show, and we can work on, you know, what you
Sure.
want to make and next steps.
Thanks, yeah, thank you.
Thanks so much.
Well,
I'm
thanks
glad
for
you
looking
watched
at
the
it.
show for the first
That's
time. I
very
hope you're
cool.
now a fan.
Keep tuning in. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Don't
Well,
stop.
you know, it has some really good points, like,
Good.
because it inspired me, I'm grateful to it.
Awesome.
That's
Great.
kind of cool to hear, actually.
Yeah.
I might have stayed in the basement, and maybe still no one sees it, you know. I'm unemployed, I'm underemployed, so, you know, the money to get out to Toronto might be not doable, even if you like us.
We have
We
we
can
have
work
a
on
travel
that.
fund too,
Yeah.
that can help.
That's
We
good.
don't expect every single person.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's in my code, just maybe you can get it. Let me
Some
just
people
get-
can find their own.
I have to tell you, I don't always get along that well with the media as an activist and stuff. And, even lately, I went to CBC, I was so excited because I want the world to know about Kenneth Nelson. And their open house, and they kind of bumped me out.
Well, Dragonston is the forum for people like you with creative ideas.
We would never bump you out. Well, the dragons
Never.
might.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta take whatever the dragons say.
Yeah, the
Okay.
dragon.
We can't commit to what they're gonna do.
You know, I'm willing to be eaten if people can see my toys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool,
okay.
well, it doesn't matter, it sounds like you can hold your own, eh?
Yeah, I agree.
And if I could play my ukulele, I'd make me even happier.
Oh, I like the
I think that was essential.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Just
like
give
the
this a
tune.
minute, we're really just over.
How'd you,
Actually, you could get Kevin to accompany you, he's a good guitarist.
Butter 'em up.
If I could just read this out loud, I'm quite proud. Dear Ron, your puzzle, I give for reading the attention, Ron, I think you could just read the glasses.
Dear Ron, your puzzle idea permitting the tension line slip through the tubes is unique as far as I know. I've not known of this conception before now, but of course I've not seen everything in the world. Best wishes for your work and your puzzle toy, Ken Snelson.
That's a really nice note.
Cool.
It made me cry.
That's
The one
really
and only.
sweet.
Let me just, you can-
Sure?
Really?
Cool.
It's just a copy.
Yeah.
Well,
Thanks.
but you know, it's verifiable.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ron. Thank you
very
much.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.